Welcome to the GGB Supplier Showcase. Today we're featuring Everi Holdings. Our guest is Dean Ehrlich, who is Executive Vice President and Games Business Leader for Everi. Thanks for being with us today, Dean.
Appreciate it, Frank. Thank you for having me.
We're heading into G2E now, and we're looking at the roadmap for the foreseeable future. What plans does Everi have for investing in R&D?
Adding a lot. I could tell you, if you compare it to years past, the roadmap that you'll see for the next couple of years, and then even further out from that, but obviously a couple of years is what we have very good visibility to, is about a 40% increase over like 2019, which was also at one of our historic highs. Lots of great product, new cabinets to be coming down the line, all sorts of things to see.
Your product lineup is mind-boggling in its variety, in all of your swim lanes, as you call them. What products are you most excited about this year?
It's always difficult for me to call out a specific game or two, because I think the thing that I'm most proud of is the breadth of product, as you mentioned, Frank, in each of the different categories. Things that come to mind, or, when we try take some real far out innovative swings and very non-traditional video categories, such as cha-ching or money line, things that are completely different. I'm always looking forward to see, as they roll out, how it resonates with the player. So I'm always excited about those, but really just the continuous original content that comes out from each of the different product categories. And as you take a look at the competitive set across the industry, nobody's slowing down. So if we're going to continue to gain momentum, we're going to have to continue to outdo ourselves year in and year out. And I think this year, I feel very confident that most of our customers will see that as well.
Your stepper product is amazing, and it keeps growing. I was very impressed with that when I looked at your lineup.
One of the things we did was introduce our Player Classic Signature, which launched at the end of March, but really just starting to roll out right now. And we wanted to make sure, we've been on such a run with our Player Classic 26-inch top box, that we didn't want to deviate far from that at all, because of the success we had. But we also needed to bring the technology up to date, right? So this thing was a Player Classic. The original was a 2007 iteration. And as we all know, obviously with the supply chain and things going on in the world, that trying to find components on a continual basis for a 15-year-old platform isn't exactly the easiest thing to do. So we wanted to make sure we were protected for years and years to come. So we kept the integrity to the player very similar as our original Player Classic in Player Classic Signature. However, we do have extensibility to do some concepts from a player game element differentiation side that we weren't able to do before, to try to dabble, but also not forgetting about where we came from. So I'm very, very excited to see how these new themes, as you mentioned, and what you've seen when you visited our facility, come out and start to hit the field, and see how they do.
Now I'd like to touch on a couple of your recent acquisitions. Atlas Gaming and Intuicode, they both have really good content and a lot of it. How are you incorporating them into your overall studio system?
So both very different. If you take a look at it from the Atlas standpoint, it's really building an additional studio with a different flavor from the other studios that are currently in operation. So that's in the process of continuing to get built up. Yes, we're going to go and get into the Australian market, but that's a communication protocol lift, which obviously Atlas has the tech stack. But even in addition to that, it's setting a new studio, not only to provide content for down there, but also to bring it up to North America as well. Because as we all know, and we've seen throughout the years, there's a lot of great product that was conceived down there that resonates really well in the North American market. So that's the Atlas side of it. So it's really take what's there and then double down on that and grow that respective studio to create a flood of content from that standpoint. On the Intuicode piece, it's our entrance into the HHR, historical horse racing category, of which we're not only going to port content that's in our existing library onto the Intuicode platform / cabinet, but we're also going to launch our Everi-based cabinets into the HHR category very, very soon. It's imminent. It's coming up no later than by the end of the year. So a little bit twofold, us porting their APIs onto the Everi platform, and then us taking content and putting it onto Intuicode's platform for their existing install base.
You've had tremendous growth over the last several years. How do you sustain it, and how does Everi grow from here?
That's a great question, Frank. And I mean, I really do believe it's a continuous reinvestment into our research and development, with the likes of what we just talked about, hitting different categories that we haven't been in, right, is one way to have growth. Obviously, getting international at some point in time will help that because there's a lot of greenfield there. HHR, as we talked about, the distributed gaming markets is something that we have our eyes on. And then obviously continuing to double down with respect to additional content, new cabinets, supporting what we have out there currently as well. So continue to make great games, continued originality of content, obviously, and then making sure that we stay focused. It does get more and more challenging each year, especially with the amount of success that we've had in 2021 really sets the bar at a different level than years past, that we can't take anything for granted. We understand the competition out there, and they're going to go at it as hard as possible from their standpoint. And we just have to stay focused and be true to ourselves and make sure that we continue to develop, great, compelling, out-of-the-box content that keeps the players' focus in mind to make sure that it resonates with them. And if we do those things in each of the respective product categories, we should be fine.
Well, great. Well, listen, have a great G2E, and I'm sure you will. And thank you very much for being on the Supplier Showcase today.
Thanks again, Frank. Appreciate it as always, and love hearing from you. So take care of yourself and have a great day.
Thank you for joining us for the GGB Gaming Supplier Showcase, our exclusive look at the best products and services produced by vendors for the gaming, iGaming, and sports betting industries. For more information about the GGB Supplier Showcase, contact Terry Brady at tbrady@ggbmagazine.com.